With the Chicago Bulls currently being in a tough spot, a lot of us is asking for some changes. And with a player growing frustrated with his current organization, we got to ask the question, should the Chicago Bulls explore a Domantas Sabonis trade? Will it work? Will it not work? We're going to talk about it. Then we got to talk about the players having some accountability after Ayo Dosumu's latest comments. And then we got two fired up voicemails from my guy, Ricky Carroll and Auntie Goon. Y'all know we're going to talk about it, break it all down. But you got to hear the music first.
Cognac. Gang.
Shot Boys Podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm holding it down on today's daily episode. So if you're tuned in, locked in, ready to talk Bulls basketball, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Now, according to Michael Scotto from Hoops Hype, the Sacramento Kings were among the teams to inquire regarding Ja Morant, and they also said that the Sacramento Kings have now gone out and will gauge the trade market for some of their players to include Domantas Sabonis, Zach LaVine, and DeMar DeRozan, especially with this team losing as many games they have lost within the last few weeks. It has not been good in Sacramento. And when we also got further information from Doug Christie, who told Hoops Hype that Sabonis has been disappointed with Sacramento's downward trajectory since reaching the playoffs in his usage at times under coach Doug Christie. So, excuse me, it's not from Doug Christie. It's regarding Doug Christie, but it comes from Michael Scotto. So just a correction on that. My apologies. But hey, will this make sense for the Chicago Bulls? There's one side that's going to say, hey, he's a young player. He's a paint presence. He can give you something. He's going to give you 17 and 12, 17 and 10, something along those lines each and every night. But then there are some that's going to say, hey, this guy, though, he will go ahead and give you a couple things offensively. There's a lot to be desired defensively. And I understand both sides of the argument and the discussion. But there's a number of reasons why I'm saying that, though I don't think Domantas Sabonis is a bad basketball player and won't necessarily fit well with the Chicago Bulls, I need other options. Not even going to lie to y'all. I need other options instead of Domantas Sabonis for a number of reasons. The first reason is that this man is owed $42 million this season and a combined $94 million following this season. So it's going to be a lot of money that's going to have to be given out to Domantas Sabonis, which then hurts the Chicago Bulls financially moving forward. Now, I did go in there and I did play around with the trade machine, and I found one move that might make a lot of Bulls fans happy, and they might say, hey, to hell with it, let's do it. And that is Nikola Vucevic and P. Will for Domantas Sabonis. However, we know that they're not just going to take two players. They're going to be looking at assets. So second-round picks and potentially a first-round pick for a guy like Domantas Sabonis. And I think that's where it goes south when you think about the front office that we have and how the Chicago Bulls want to maintain some of their goals that they've set leading into this season. They claim that they don't want to skip any steps. They said that they want to have financial flexibility in 2026. They said that they want to go out there and continue to have control of their draft assets moving forward. So if you trade for a guy like Domantas Sabonis, that kind of puts a dent in those goals and then not necessarily line up with what the Chicago Bulls are looking to do. My reason is you're losing financial flexibility for the foreseeable future if you go and get Domantas Sabonis. That in returns hurts the idea of trying to retain both Ayo Dosunmu and pay Kobe White, at least in my eyes. I think that hurts that. I think that makes I think it makes the decision a lot more tougher on trying to retain both of those guys because Ayo Dosunmu, for the way that he plays, I think that somebody's going to come out there and he might be going for the bigger bag. And I think that the Chicago Bulls, they need to have that financial flexibility and not lock themselves, up long term with a deal that can take away how they can maneuver in the future. Now, there could be some pushback on that and saying, hey, you don't want to tank. You don't believe in, you don't want to tank. You don't want to go and position yourself to get in the best odds in the draft. Why not go out there and get proven players? And I will say that's valid. I think this is a discussion that can go both ways. Personally, I don't think that if somebody says, let's go and get Domantas Sabonis, I'm not going to heavily scrutinize or criticize that person because I think that you could go ahead and do that. You can go ahead and do that and set yourself up for that type of thing. You don't want to tank. You're focused on winning basketball games. You're focused on building, something new. Why not go out there and get proven players? Hence why we heard some rumblings in the Chicago Bulls potentially being interested in Anthony Davis, which I don't necessarily know how that is going to work. So I think that's just interesting conversations. But for me, if you do then trade for Domantas Sabonis, you also lose some of the depth because I don't necessarily think that the Kings will want Patrick Williams. I think they'll be looking at some other players, and I think Ayo Dosunmu will probably be talked about amongst those discussions. So that, and then the asset part. I think that the Chicago Bulls want to hang on to their draft picks, and I'm not necessarily mad at that. It's just that the Chicago Bulls have to get out of the damn business and stop trying to build everybody up. Take the damn polished player sometime. I think that's where we get frustrated at with our Chicago Bulls a lot of the times because we have options at polished players, and we keep taking the project. When we talk about Dalen Terry, Walker Kessler was right there. Dalen Terry was seen as a project. Walker Kessler was the more polished defender center that was more prepared than Dalen Terry. They took Dalen Terry. We look at this year's draft, Derek Queen, the more polished player right now. And then we looked at Noah Essingay and said, man, he has a huge upside. They banked on upside and drafted Noah Essingay. Not always bad to discuss, but it's definitely something to bring up when you say, we don't believe in tanking. We want to go ahead and build out this team to have a lot of depth. Well, you need basketball players to be a team that doesn't want to tank and compete. You need basketball players. So that's just how I look at it, bro. I think that it just comes down to those three things with the financial flexibility, the loss of some depth, assets, retaining those. And then I'm going to be real with you. He ain't the center I'm looking for. Domantas Sabonis is not the center I'm looking for. You ask me, he's just a younger Vooch. There's maybe a little bit more better inside, more craftier, more, in the painted area, at least right now at their stages of their career. But defensively, defensive rating is through the trash can. I need a guy that's going to come out here and block shots, be a lob threat for somebody, and put pressure on guys. You see the two big-ass centers in Detroit? Jalen Duren and Isaiah Stewart, they dogs. They rough riders. I'm jealous of that because I want to see my center push a mug out the way and yam it on their head every now and then. We get that from Nikola Vucevic once every month, if that. So I want to see a center in here that's going to be good defensively, be a lob threat, work on his game a little bit, and then we go from there. But honestly, I was honestly saying this whole entire offseason, get Vooch out the door, let Zach Collins and Jalen Smith run through it. However, I need a young guy that can come in and do something for me to provide some long-term stability for us versus than just having Jalen Smith and Zach Collins for a year or two. So it makes sense, in that regard. We're trying to go out there and get proven players. But I think I'm looking for a lot more defensively from my center than a Domantas Sabonis. And I think he's a hell of a player, but he comes at a hefty price. And then the same problems defensively will be present for the Chicago Bulls, and he's not a three-point shooter. So that is just going to clog the lanes up even more for a team, for some strange reason, over the last 2 weeks, have refused to drive to the basket the same way that they started the season off doing. It just don't make sense to me. But hey, y'all let me know how y'all feel about it all down below. And then I guess we can discuss it, man. But hey, let's talk about the Chicago Bulls and their accountability issues. I'm not even going to hold you. Accountability issues. After the game, after that loss to the Pelicans, Ayo Dosunmu had some interesting comments that he wanted to go out there and put out for the world. And if you're watching or you just listening, I'm putting it on the screen so you can see the quote directly from Ayo Dosunmu. Ayo Dosunmu, after that game, said, "We continue to have conversations and are trying to find solutions, but at the end of the day, it comes within ourselves. The coach can only do so much. We are playing the game, so we have to collectively do our jobs better. I wouldn't say it's frustrated because we understand what we have to do. We understand how we have to play, and the times we play that way, the results and the outcomes we get." That was a little, that was a little weird. But that's Ayo Dosunmu. But here's my thing. I respect all the things that's being said from the Chicago Bulls player. But we from Chicago. So we ain't about that talking, man. We about that action. We ain't about that talking, man. We about that action. And if you're catching up the cadence, you know the song I'm talking about if you're an avid Chicago music fan. We ain't about that talking, man. We about that action. That was the last time I'm going to give you that cadence. You know the song if you are an avid Chicago music listener. I'm just saying. And I give it to him. I give it to the Chicago Bulls. Nikola Vucevic said the right stuff. We play soft. We need to be better. It's not sustainable. Ayo Dosunmu saying the right stuff. It's only so much the coach can do. It's all on us. It is all on y'all. So I respect the accountability that y'all taking verbally, but we ain't about that talking. We about that action. Has to be at the forefront before the words come out. Because you want to know what speaks louder than words? Actions. That's what speaks louder than words. Actions. If you go out there and you say, "Bobby, I'm going to give you $100 today for your birthday," but you never send it to me, how the hell am I going to believe it? But if you do say, "Hey, bro, here go $100," the actions speak more louder than the words. That's all I'm saying. So for our Chicago Bulls, enough of this talking. More play. Come out with your hair on fire and play some damn basketball and let us know that y'all taking this whole thing seriously. Let us know that. Where's the team that we seen for the first 7 games? Where's that team? We're still waiting on them to reveal themselves again. Or is this the Chicago Bulls team that we're going to get? I'm not just blaming the players. I'm also going to look at my head coach as well, Billy Donovan. For Christ's sake, allow Montes Buzelis to make mistakes and stay on the basketball court to see if he can make up for those mistakes. He has not been playing well. He has not been at the most. He has not been aggressive as much as we need him to. But how about you bark at the sideline or on a timeout, you give him a good old, "Hey, boy, get your shit together," talk, and then send him back in the game instead of benching him, throwing him off the rhythm, icing him, and not helping him grow. That's just how I'm looking at it. I feel like there are times to where you can bench a player and say, "All right, bro, take a couple minutes off." I feel like that can happen. But I also think there's another way that you can go about helping your young player find himself. And that is cussing his ass out and sending him back on the court. That's just how I look. I think there's multiple ways you can do this. And then I also got questions about the coach staff because what is y'all telling them? Because the only thing I've been seeing the last few games out of Montes Buzelis is him standing in the corner and shooting a 3 like he Julian Phillips or Dalen Terry. No. He is way more capable than that. All these players are more capable than what the hell they have shown us. All of them. And then for a team that does not have elite defenders, you have to communicate on the defensive side if you want to be at least a respectable defense. At a minimum, a respectable defense. These guys is a turnstile at the blue line, the red line. They jumping them. Ain't nobody paying. They jumping them. So we need to go ahead and be better, bro. We need to be better. And I think that's one of the biggest issues. You cannot continuously take teams lightly and act as if somebody on this team can go off for 40 right now. No. Be better. So I respect the words, but we need some action. We need some action. Because it's only you still got a lot of basketball to be played. So let's get it together, man. Let's get it together. But hey, that is it for the episode. But not the episode, excuse me. That is it. That is enough for me. Now it's time to hear some of the thoughts from our two callers today. First one being Goon. We're going to get right into it.
Good game, but it was a bad win. A good game, but a bad win. Bulls didn't lead this game into the fourth quarter, like the end of the fourth quarter. Maybe 1 minute left, maybe 2 minutes left fourth quarter. My thing is, this mission for Booch and Booch on. How the fuck you tell KC Johnson all this extra shit? How you put your team under the bus? Nigga, you the reason why we slow. You the reason every time we up 16, 20 points, soon Billy put that first 5 in, we lose that lead. First of all, Billy, you got to change that lineup game. You got to change that lineup up. All our players starting to come back. We only missing Zach Collins. I don't know. I ain't see Patrick Williams today unless I was hand drunk. I ain't see P. Will today. But I don't fuck P. Will. This shit will boot. How's you saying this and that about the team, and then you mad at James motherfucking Smith? Nigga, it was majority games that he played better than you. Okay, you hit a couple clutch 3-pointers that make the Bulls win. Who give a fuck about that? Nigga, what the fuck do you do? What the fuck do you do, Boots, to talk about what the Bulls don't do? What do you do? Motherfucker, you don't help us win. You don't help us do shit. So how you gonna try to put, okay, we lost a couple games. Okay, I get it. But who the fuck is you to try to go to the meeting and tell KC Johnson this bullshit? Come on now, Boots. You are like you Ja Morant or Giannis or somebody. Like you joking somebody. Like you putting in work, motherfucker. You don't put in no work. Okay, you had 28 points today. Who give a fuck? Don't ever put us under the bus, nigga. Don't ever play with us like that. The fuck? The Bulls be trying. Every time we up 19, 20 points, soon Billy put the first 5 back in, we lose that motherfucking standard. Our bitch don't want to be. Did you not forget, Boots? Did you not forget our bitch keep us in the game? Don't forget, motherfucker. Who the fuck is you to tell KC Johnson some shit? Goof ass, nigga. Your ass the goofy. On Larry, on GBN, on Flat Top, your ass the goofy gang. Your ass is straight goofy. Okay, we won the game, but we should have beat their ass by 20. You were like, okay, you had 28 points. You were like, you did your shit, Boots. Goof ass. You a goof ass nigga, a goofball Jamal. A clown without fucking makeup. You a clown ass nigga. Stop playing with the Bulls. I'm gonna trade down that nigga. The Bulls better get rid of your goof ass. Clown ass nigga.
Auntie Goon just went in on Nikola Vucevic after his comments, going at the Chicago Bulls, calling them soft. I'm not defending him. He had a point, but that's all I would say. I'm riding with Auntie. I just feel like, hey, bro, you don't play your best at all times either. Yeah, you did some good things, in that particular game to help the Chicago Bulls get that 1-point victory over the Wizards, I believe it was. But after that, you're not absolved of anything. You're a part of the problem too, along with the other guys. So you got to get it together too, bro. And I'm going to leave it at that. Auntie Goon just went in. Let her ride. All right, y'all, the last one for the day, man. before we get up out of here is from Ricky Carroll.
What up, fellas? You know something? The Bulls got a counselor on their team. They got 2 counselors. And first of all, this is Ricky. Their coach ain't shit. Patrick Williams ain't shit. He don't hustle. He don't try. They got too many people. Giddy, he don't hustle on defense. He done got so he ain't got no kind of enthusiasm, man. Basketball is a game of rhythm. They don't have any. They don't have any leaders. They don't have nobody to push them. They don't have nobody to talk on. They don't even talk on defense. Billy is a fucking joke. They got elbow in the face 3 times, and not one time did he say something. Not once. Fellas, they quit on Billy. Look at I know y'all guys seen the game. They quit on him because he's a lousy ass coach. And I don't know if you guys ever play any kind of competitive basketball, but when you bust your ass for somebody and they don't stand up for you, you don't try to get hurt. You don't even play real hard. You play within your limits, and that means not to get hurt. Billy is sorry. Patrick Williams is sorry. They should take them off for a 3rd round draft pick, and there ain't no. I'm talking in the 3rd round, and ain't none. So that means free agent. You know, I try not to give him his say very much because I know that was just a mirage that was going on early. Billy ain't shit. I don't curse either, but I'm just saying I'm just sick and tired of it. I'm paying all this high ass cable for this garbage ass basketball that's going on. That's why I didn't watch him last year. So I don't know if it's gonna move you guys to talk about it or not. But Patrick Williams needs to go, man. He's a counselor. They don't play defense. There's a couple times that Jalen Smith could have helped out on defense, and he didn't do anything either. They don't give the Bulls. Nobody give the Bulls nothing. Nathan, do they give them? That's about all I want to say. But sorry, Bulls ain't going nowhere. And I mean that. Unless something drastic happens. Billy is a counselor. Patrick Williams is a counselor. I don't give a damn. Vooch is a counselor. He played when he wanted to play. When he wanted to play, he won the best centers in the NBA. But you got to have a coach, fellas. You got to have a coach. Peace.
I heard your frustrations, Ricky Curl. I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. I think you on the money. When it comes to Billy Donovan, I always said I think he is a solid coach, not necessarily great. He does some things. Billy, his team is a reflection of him. The way he coach, you'll be like, damn, Billy Donovan coaching his ass off. Ever since we said that, what has this team looked like? Ever since, like call a spade a spade. Ever since myself and C-Dub said after the 6-1 start, Billy Donovan has been coaching his ass off. What does it look like then? It's the same thing with Nikola Vucevic. Vooch been hooping. Oh, Vooch, I ain't even gonna throw no shade on you today. And then you say, okay, Vooch, you finally showed up for the Portland game. Okay, you finally showed up for the Wizards game. And then we point to Patrick Williams. Hey, P. Will been aggressive to start the season. Where he's been. His team is a reflection of him. It's unfortunate because now he's a Hall of Fame coach, which I'm not going to say he does not deserve because it's the Basketball Hall of Fame. But I will say that a lot of you guys' feelings are justified because look at the stupid shit he keep doing out there. Look at the stupid stuff that these players keep doing out there. How do we come to press conferences and everybody keeps saying the coaches keep on telling us, and ain't nobody doing it. Ain't nobody doing it. So I think it's valid, bro. I think it's valid. But hey, I appreciate you and Auntie Goon Ricky. Thank both of you all for calling into the episode today, but that is it from us. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Before y'all get up out of here, make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let us know your thoughts down below on everything discussed today. Try to see red. Just try. And y'all make sure y'all get ready to start preparing for that good Thanksgiving dinner. It's busting. But we appreciate y'all, man. Try to see red. Y'all already know. We're going to catch y'all on the next one for sure.
Cognac. Gang.